So I'm learning also, learning how to present better. I'm watching videos on how to present better, how to speak to you guys better. So recently, one of the experts said that in the presentation, what people mostly remember is the first slide, or first sentence, or first couple minutes, because you guys are still, you don't know what the topic is, so you might be interested, and the last slide. And usually in the middle, people, it's not for me. They're maybe not listening as 100%. So we're going to test. Moving forward, I'm going to test the theory. I'm going to put a first slide, something, and then almost the last. So today I didn't want to give you guys. How about this? Do I get any reaction? Okay, so that's your first slide. That's me. And that's why is the slide here? Because you guys typically see me like this, right? Sometimes even better. Sometimes I have fancy jackets and things like that. And you never see me like this, right? So that is the first slide. So that's seriously, that's how I want you to remember me, because that's what we're going to talk about today. And this is very important for me to so you guys know me like this. You guys remember the slide from my presentation about Don't Die, right? Brian Johnson, I went to his summit, and he said there's 4 pillars of the exercise. So pillars meaning that this is super, super important. This is what the exercise world really is. And one of them is this. So that's what we're going to talk about, is high intensity interval training. And the reason is why this is so important for your health. And he also mentioned that out of all things that he measures, right, there's all things that he measured about the blood, and the add-ons, one of them was VO2 max. So that's pretty much, yes, we're going to talk about high interval intensity training, but it's all kind of runs around VO2 max. So I'm going to play you guys the video, a short video, it's not long. And the way I'm thinking about my presentations to you is, first is what, right? So what today is high intensity interval training, VO2 max. Why? Why do you need to know this? So we're going to play a video to know why, or why is it important. Then I'm trying to tell you how, right? How can you do the same? And a little bit about when, right? When is the best to do it? When is best not to do it? So let's look at this video real quick.
Can measure that better predicts how long they will live than how high their VO2 max is. It's not even close, to be completely clear. So if you compare somebody who is in the top 2% to someone who is in the bottom 25% for their age, the difference in mortality is 5x.
500%.
Yes, we normalize this by weight. So we always divide that number of liters per minute by how many kilograms you are. So the number is actually reported as milliliters per kilogram per minute. If we look at somebody who is your age, male, 30 to 39, if their VO2 max is below 35 milliliters per kilogram per minute, they are in the bottom 25%. Conversely, if they are at 53 milliliters per kilogram per minute, they are in the top 2.5%. So to be clear, if you take a 35-year-old man, and one of them has a VO2 max of 53, and the other one has a VO2 max of 35, there is a 400% difference in their all-cause mortality over the coming year.
All right, so you guys heard the man. That's the Dr. Peter Attia, one of the leading experts in exercise. There's many more videos you can watch, but that's why I wanted you something short to hear. Why is it important? So that is one of the, at least he likes that indicator as one of your like overall kind of well-being and your cardiovascular health. But also, I was reading, researching, didn't have time. Would like to apologize for this, but to tell you guys another very important reason why your VO2 max is very important, because it is, to me, it is equal to your stress resilience. It's one of the biggest factors that tells me or will tell you how stress resilient you are. Meaning, the higher your VO2 max number is, the higher your stress resilience will be. And in stress resilience, you have your HRV, you have your kind of recovery index, you have many different things that go into your kind of stress resilience factor. And why I want to show you that face of mine when I do that type of training is because this is the way to build stress resilience. So if you never ever been like this, then why do you think many people collapse after their, let's say they have a life-changing event, maybe someone close to them dies, right? And people turn to alcohol, people turn to drugs. Why? Because their central nervous system cannot hold, right? Why people have strokes, heart attacks after something bad happens in their life? Because they have zero stress resilience. They're not stress resilient. Stress comes in, they've never experienced on purpose, they've never had their heart rate really high, so they just collapse. Same was for me. From people in this room, only Vova knows me. Past 10 years ago, he could probably tell you I was not as stress resilient as I am today. I was a very reactive person. Now, Vova, did I change? Honestly, what do you think?
Yeah, for sure, I think you changed. But, I don't really deal with you very often, but I think you changed a lot.
Yeah, so Vova used the word changed a lot. And yeah, I agree, because the situations that we were in, there was less people than you are here today. And I'm not saying I'm the only reason why the company grow, but it was a part of it. If I didn't have that stress resilience, if I would be very reactive as I was to, I don't know, like Angel recently got into accident, correct? Did you hear from me? Did I came at you? Did I yell? Did I like, Argh! Exactly, right? Because yeah, now I look from the standpoint of things happen. We're in construction business. Things happen. It's life. It's going to happen. Yes, we don't want it to happen, but it's going to happen. So what good is it going to do for me to come at you? But that comes from me having this capacity of kind of taking the stress. And the way to build it is only through that. I mean, yeah, you can meditate, you can do other things, you can sit in cold plunges, correct. But the way to really train this is through that stress exercise. And I show you that picture again and again and again. Why people don't do it? Because it's painful. It's fucking painful. Your face will be red. You will want it to stop. You will want it to quit. I do it every training. Trust me, there's many thoughts like stop. Like it's painful. But you gotta go, because on the long run, it's really going to change you and help you as it helped me. So this chart, right, indicates the levels of VO2 max, right? So okay, let me ask you a question. Does anyone know their VO2 max? Oh, all right. Surprise, surprise. What's yours? 39. All right, perfect. So we're gonna look at women. So Sabina's in the active range. So she's 39, which is very good. I think you're in the green. So that's very good. Okay. So perfect. Thank you. Actually, let's clap for that. You're not a risk. You're not a risk to us. So you're good, because right then you become low risk, then you health risk, then you very risk, right? So perfect. We had someone that knowed. We're not going to stay too much on this, but I'll upload these slides to you guys. You can evaluate and you can gauge. So next slide is you can see the tile. That's the tile in the hallway. That's, I think, my highest ever that I ever recorded, 71. So if you look at the men, I was in the pro and getting close to elite, which was really hard. Like, I don't even know how I did that. It was really hard. So that is my highest ever. So how do you train for that? What do you need to do? In order to train for VO2 max, you have to be in your heart rate zone of 80 to 90% of your maximum, and sometimes in the 90 and 100%. Okay, so then it's a question is, what is your maximum heart rate? Okay, does anyone in the room knows their maximum heart rate? Perfect. You see, this is why I'm doing it. Do you understand? The reason why I'm doing it, because many questions I ask you guys, and that's okay. That's exactly why I'm doing. You're telling me no. Like, I didn't know this. You might never even thought about it. So, easiest way, take your age and divide and minus 30. I'm sorry. Take 220 minus your age, and that would be your very close to accurate your maximum heart rate. Do you guys want to check? Some people are checking. They're taking calculator, and so we need a YouTube. We need the calculator for 220 minus age. Vasya, what's yours?
193.
193. Okay, so now Vasya will take 193, and then 90% of 193 is what? Do we need calculator for that?
178, something like that.
So 193 minus 19. Let's do that. 193 minus 19. What would that be? 174. So now today, Vasil knows his maximum maximum heart rate, and he knows he needs to be, when he's going to do that high intensity interval training, he needs to see a heart rate of 174. Correct? So then I mean that's going to be in the 90. So anywhere, let's say 168, 164 beats per minute, you're in VO2 max zone. Okay? Guys, so many people have watches, myself included. I strongly suggest you buy a heart rate strap for your chest. They are much more accurate. As many times as I would look at my watch and I would look at my kind of monitor that shows me my chest piece, vastly different. So especially if I'm on the bike, I'm holding my wrist like this, probably not enough blood flow. I don't know what the reason is, but I strongly suggest if you're going to do this, you need to invest. They're not that expensive. Buy a chest strap heart rate. They're much more accurate, okay?
Like a large margin of error between the strap and the chest?
Huh?
Is there a large margin of error between like the watch?
I noticed, yes. I noticed when it's a high intensity, when it's a steady state, if I'm just pedaling, it's very, very close. Because I would look at my watch, I see my heart rate, I would look at my computer, and you see almost the same numbers. Again, some reason, maybe, I don't know why, but it's a big difference between when I do like high intensity. Again, could be because my arms are like this. I don't know. Again, so now you guys all know, do 220 minus your age, you're going to get your max heart rate. That is important. So you know where you're going to sit. Does your VO2 max changes? Yes, it changes a lot. This is my graph. As you can see, what was going on with me in 2018 and 2019. I was steady, kind of exercising. Then I had a big jump, and then actually decreased, even though I was training. So it means I probably wasn't training right, because my VO2 max was actually dropping. I mean, I could tell you all the stories about 2019, 2018. We're not here for that. But the point is, it is changing, and it is a hard work. You see how long it takes me. I started this chart in October of 18, and it took how many months to get to a really highest number? It took what, 7 months of constant training to go up. So the progress will be slow. It will be slow and painful, but you guys have to do it. Again, just to remind you, that's me. You see the difference? All right. So what is the training looks like? How many people here go to the gym? Do we have people that go to the gym? 1, 2, 3. Who goes to the gym? 4. I know, okay, 4 people. Sabina, you also go to the gym. 5. Okay, so let's say many people. We have many people that go to the gym. Every gym has a stationary bike, correct? The bikes that no one uses. If you go, there's no one ever on those bikes. They're always empty. No one uses. So the simplest exercise, simplest method is, now as you know your heart rate, let's say you know your max, you know your 90% zone, you have your chest strap, so you get on the bike, okay? You warm up, guys, that's very, very important. That's actually my actual training. This is my heart rate map from the VO2 max training. Here I was warming up for 15 minutes. I do now 20 minutes, and you're bringing yourself to, as you see, I started to do, and my heart rate, went up. So you need to warm up. Very, very important, okay? Very, very important, you need to warm up. You need to have some type of light, I don't know, if you want to have a banana, if you want to have a gel, you need to be, your glycogen stores need to be full, basically. You need to eat something sweet in the morning. Or like I said, easy is just take a gel. Why? Because it's very energy demanding training. So if you're just, you ate, I don't know, something in the evening, you come in the morning, do that, disaster, all right? You need, let's say you take a gel, and then you go. So you get to the, on that stationary bike, you set the resistance to where you could barely breathe, basically. You could barely talk. And then you watch your heart rate goes. It's gonna go, and it's gonna go, it's gonna go. At the end of 3 minutes, I do 3 by 5. So 3 minutes work, 5 minutes rest. At the end of 3 minutes, you need to be at your 90%, okay? That's the indicator. And then you trying to hold for 3 minutes. You might do 2 minutes. I don't know. It's going to be up to you. And you do 5 minutes easy spin. And you try to go again, and then you rest, and you're trying to go again, and you rest, and then at least 15 minutes cool down. You need to flush lactic acid. You need to circulate this, whatever just happened in your system, you need to circulate. So those 2 things that people neglect. People neglect warm-up, and people neglect cool down. I see it all the time. I wanted to play you guys a clip. Again, second apology. Didn't have time. If anybody, I might do it anyways, or I'll edit in the Slack, because it's very interesting. If anybody, did anybody watch Tour de France this year? Okay, no one watched Tour de France. I watched Tour de France, all right? At the end of 6-hour stage, at the end of 6 or 5 hour stage, or 4 hours, many of these, almost all of these pros, they get on a stationary bike and they easy pedal. I don't know, 10, 15 minutes. You ask, like, why? You just rode for 5 hours. You should be tired, right? You should go and sleep, basically. The reason is that almost every stage ends with some kind of climb. So they do that really hard VO2 max work to get to that climb. So they know that if they just get from the bike and then they do nothing, this lactic acid, everything, just gonna sit in their system, and they will be very sore. So even though they're at the highest level of people's fitness level, they still get on the bike and cool down. So every time I don't want to do it, I ask myself, if the Tour de France cyclist cool down, like, why don't we cool down? Like, how is that even a question? Another option, many gyms have a row machine, right? It's probably the most popular thing on eBay or Facebook Marketplace, because probably by the end of the year, everybody, I'm gonna have a New Year resolution. I'm gonna row, right, Alex? You still have that machine? No, Alex sold it. I wanted to buy, but Alex sold it. Same thing, right? So they buy, they're like, oh shit, it's hard, or whatever, it's not fun, and then they sell them. So if someone's interested in, if you don't go to the gym, I suggest buy one on eBay. They probably go for cheap. And that is another exercise machine that you can do a VO2 max in, okay? Same thing, you would warm up, easy pulls, look at your heart rate, probably 120, maybe 125, maybe 130, and then go all in for 3 minutes. Go like crazy, watch your heart rate, again, cool down, and the same thing. You might do just one the first time. If you do just one, that's perfect, that's enough. I guarantee you it will be very painful. I'm very curious to hear your stories, okay? You might do 2, you might do 3. At my highest life, I did 7. I think it was my highest. Maybe I did 8 one time. This is I was like fucking, at the peak. I could probably bike nonstop and beat many good riders because I could do that.
What does that mean? You got your max VO2 7 times in a day? Or?
No. So this means I did 7 repetitions. You understand? 3-minute rest, 3-minute rest, 3-minute rest, and I did that 7 times. So that was the maximum. Maybe I did one training 8 times once, maybe. I don't recall. But this is a proof. I could tell you I did 7. You'd be like, how the hell I know he did 7? This is how you know. I do not recommend running. Don't try to do VO2 max by running. I highly do not recommend. Almost all of us, myself included, maybe only Vova has a good running form or technique. Almost all of us having terrible running form. So I do not recommend. Your joints, you might hurt your joints, you might hurt your Achilles, you might hurt your knees. So honestly, do not. It's easy to run. It's easy to get on treadmill and try to sprint, right, for 3 minutes and maybe recover for whatever. But I do not recommend. So if you're not into biking, if the biking seems too hard for you, I again suggest you get on a rowing machine and try to row. And like I said, trying to get your face. Why I'm taking the selfies? That's a reminder. That's a reminder for myself that I did the work, that I endured the pain. It's going to be painful. If anything you want to take from today, yes, it's going to be painful. Don't expect it to be easy. If it's easy, everybody would be doing that. If it's easy, everybody would be riding fast or climbing or lifting, whatever they do. So in summary, I know another thing before we summarize. You will be, if you will go to the gym and you'll do that in the morning, just be aware, you will be very irritated for the rest of the day. It's a big stress, and that's exactly what it is. It's a big stress on your central nervous system. You might be hangry, you might be angry, you might be short-fused, because your body just experienced something that it didn't experience maybe for many years before. So you will be aggravated. I suggest you eat plenty. You need to replenish. Continue to eat all day. Try to rest for a little bit, because it is a huge stress. And I do not recommend doing it more than once a week. Once a week, it's perfect. You don't need to go crazy, because it's not meant to be done that way. And that's exactly in the name, high intensity, right, interval training. So in summary, it will take time. It will take 4, 5, 6 months. You guys know why you should do it, because if you're not doing it, your stress resilience is shit. You can freaking die almost any day. You might have a heart attack. You may have many different things. Yes, it's going to be painful. Warm up, cool down. Again, 5. If you want to take 6-minute rest between sets, that's fine. Do 2 minutes. You can breathe. You're super tired. Stop. 5, 6 minutes. Your heart rate come down. Try do again. If it's not possible, it's enough. Maybe today you do 1. It's already something. Next time you might do 2. Next time you might do 2. Maybe you do 3. Maybe you do 4. Maybe you do 5. So the question is, If the why, right, I like the saying, if the why is powerful, then the how is easy. The why here is very, very powerful. This is your indicator how long you might live, and this is indicator how stress resilient you are. And if anything, many presentations that I give you guys, it's all about stress, right? How are you going to mitigate stress? How are you going to get away from the stress? How to deal with the stress? So stress is constant. You might be stressed right now. What I'm saying to you right now might be very stressful. You might be imagining yourself like this. Fuck, I don't want this. I don't, right? Vice is stressed already. And so you need to be ready. Guys, all of us in our lifetimes will have some kind of event. Unfortunately, yes, our parents will die. God forbid, maybe someone else close to us will die. Maybe something happens in your, I don't know, family. Maybe something happens to you. I don't know. The shit's going to happen. Isn't that true? The shit's going to happen. Like COVID, you all remember COVID. I still remember me sitting down with Vova and have to tell him something that like was scary even to say, because we didn't know what the fuck's gonna happen to us. It is important. It is important, and you gotta know. That's why I started today talking about numbers. You gotta know your numbers. You gotta know VO2 max. If you don't know, you gotta know. You gotta know all those things. You have you are responsible for you, okay? I can't do that for you. I can jump on the bike and do that for you, okay? I can help you with knowing about those things. I can help you understand it better. I can help you if you have any questions, specifics, details, nuances, whatever you guys need. But I cannot do it for you. Remember, you are responsible for you. And only you going to invest in yourself. And only you going to invest in your health. And I'll finish with that. I said this saying, it becomes my most favorite saying. The healthy man has many goals. The sick man has only one. Again, the healthy man has many goals. The sick man has only one. Okay? So I'll leave you with that. Wusa. Happy Friday. Get your VO2 max high. And I'll see you guys on the next one. And remember that face. He's coming for you.